Everyone. A very good evening to you all, and so happy to see you again in person, most of you. And yeah, tonight is actually the first iOS Devs Card in person since the pandemic, and really thanks to Apple, the team for providing the food for us and the venue, right? And we are actually also live on the YouTube stream. So for those who are in the YouTube live stream, I just want to shout out to Kale here. He's the 10x iOS developer who made the live stream possible. So yeah, please don't be so serious looking at me like you want to eat me, okay, tonight. You guys already eat good food, right, from Apple, right? So yeah.
And thanks to Veena and Melvin for putting, a lot of work for making this event happen.
Yeah.
A big round of applause for them. It's a lot of work. Trust me, they have been working for last 1 month tirelessly to make this event happen. A lot of coordination with Apple, and obviously thanks to Apple as well.
Yep.
And Steph and Kale, and some of the guys couldn't join because they were not well, and health is our first priority. But even thanks to them who couldn't join us due to their illness.
Okay, thanks, Sup. Right, so just let's go right to the agenda, right? So we will have sharing from Sup and Melvin here. Actually, three of us went to the WWDC, yeah. And then we want to share you photos and excitement from that. And then we also have two iOS dev friends who will share to you like important stuff from the WWDC that we already learned, right? And then there will be a break for those who didn't get to eat just now, can continue eating. And then we will have Gavin who flew all the way from Sydney to Singapore just to share to you as an Apple technology evangelist. And then we will also have a bit of show and tell. And the Kahoot. Okay, so the Kahoot is prize. So I can't tell you what is the Kahoot question. So just be prepared, but it's going to be an exciting prize, okay? So throughout the session, if you have any question, you can go to this website called pigeonhole.ad, and then there's the passcode WWDC22. And if we have time for the QA, I will read out your question. All right? Yeah. Don't worry because, all right? So the first section is what I call tell us what happened. So yeah, three of us went to the WWDC, and there is a Sup and Melvin here, right? So I want to ask the first question to Melvin, like on the check-in day or on the Sunday, he actually submitted his COVID test result at 4 a.m. in the morning. And we were like still jet lagged, and then we were like, why are you submitting 4 a.m.? So could you tell me about the check-in day? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the check-in is on a Sunday, and we are all attendees are supposed to submit a self-test, ART test, like what all of you did today. Just that we need to submit our results. So yeah, I happened to wake up early, so I did the test at 4 a.m. and I submitted. And that's where the next moment I try to head over to the Apple Park to complete the registration itself. So this is my fourth in-person WWDC, and this year's is actually first of its kind because the entire WWDC is actually held at the Apple Park itself. So attendees like us, right, we were also given an opportunity to have a sneak preview of the all-new Apple Developer Center. And so, yeah, it's going to walk through you what are some of the things that we saw at the Apple Developer Center. Okay. This one. Okay, so this one is the registration counter as well as the lobby. So this is what you see immediately when you step into the main entrance of the developer center. Okay. Yep. So after our registration, right, the very first room that the tour starts off, right, they will bring us to this room called the augmented reality testing room. So in this room, right, okay, so Apple presented numerous sketches, drawings, and artwork, right, of this app that they are trying to create, which is showing a augmented reality view of the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, so all around you can see on the board itself there are some drawings of the Statue of Liberty, and you also see all the sketches. So on the table itself, right, there are all the screenshots of the app that they intend to build, as well as some of the artist impressions of the sketches. And next, we were brought over to the presentation room. So as the name suggests, right, so this is the room where most presentations are done, and that's why the windows are actually frosted for privacy. So in this room, Apple presented to us this app called the Elba. So you see a lot of these characters and drawings and screenshots about this Elba. Elba is one of the Apple Design Award winner. Okay. And next, we were actually brought over to the accessory testing room. So over here, the moment you step in, you will see accessories lying all around the table, like cases that you have never seen before or upcoming cases, as well as the MagSafe. So developers and partners actually can come to this room to actually test out all these accessories and to try out the cases. So on the photo on the right, is actually the whiteboard. So you can see that there's a very precision drawing of the iPhone as well as the MagSafe. So it's drawn to precision, hand-drawn as well. So next, we walk through the back room. So as the name suggests, right, this is actually the control center of the developer center. And over here, right, on the right of the photo, right, this is actually the, we caught a glimpse of this 20th anniversary Macintosh. So this is actually, yeah, so this is actually released in 1997 to mark Apple's 20th birthday. Yeah. So as we walk along the hallway, we will see a lot of these large LCD screens, right? So these are actually screens that flashes all the schedules of the event itself and all the meetings that is going to happen across the various rooms. And of course, there's also this on the right is the locker. The locker sections are for those visiting developers to stash their belongings. So all the meeting rooms in this developer center is named after all the versions of OS X and Mac OS. So in this particular room is called the El Capitan. So this is one of the larger meeting rooms. So you see a big, huge screen as well as a U-shaped conference table. And lastly, the tour ends when they brought us to this Big Sur theater. So this is actually quite a huge and cozy theater. And over there, they actually showcased to us some of the advanced features of this theater. And one of it is they mentioned that this particular screen, right, can accept up to 12 inputs simultaneously. So it can be flashing video streaming from your phone, your MacBook, or your video capturing devices, everything on the screen at various screen sizes and orientations and formats. Yeah. And lastly, yeah, so they actually also brought us to the control room. So this is actually the control room of the Big Sur Theater. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Melvin. And I see that you took much more impressive photos than me there. Yeah. Yeah, and then, right, so next question, I want to give it to Sup, right? Because I personally think that he's the one that got me into this whole WWDC thing. And then it is very much like vitamins for my professional journey, right? And it is always life-changing. Every time you post on Facebook, oh, it's always like...
What do you mean by I am the one who got you into WWDC?
I must go to the WWDC and stuff like that. As if like, Okay, yeah. So could you share it with the developer here, right?
Yeah, but before that, let me ask you guys a question. How many of you have attended WWDC in person? At least one. Okay, so maybe 3, 4, and Veena, Melvin, and I. So I was reading a comment on Twitter before WWDC this year. So there was this developer who stays in the US, and he posted this question, you know, I don't understand why developers are so excited. Why do they go to WWDC and pay money for flights and tickets? And this person was in US, and he's one of the prominent iOS developer in the community. I'm not going to tell his name. And I'm going to share a little bit about my journey with WWDC. I attended one time less than Melvin. And in fact, I think maybe we went twice together. So I attended twice, 2015, 2017, and then this year. And each time, there's something life-changing happened in my life. And there are obviously keynotes, there's Platform State of Union, and all the sessions that you're going to attend. But WWDC is not just about this session. The sessions, most of the sessions you can watch later on. You know, it's free. WWDC is more about the people you meet and watch these sessions with, and the interactions that you have with these people at that event. So on the right-hand side, this is in 2015. If you don't remember, 2015 is the year when WatchOS came out. So on the right-hand side, there was a hackathon after WWDC week that I attended, and then I met those 2 random guys whom I had never met before. The guy in the middle, his name is Dean, if I remember correctly. And he's a founder now of a blockchain company. He got funded $15 million or something recently. And these are the kind of people you'll meet randomly at WWDC. And they might be standing in front of you in the queue. They might be standing behind you in the queue. And if you just look into your photo and just tweet, of course, you're not going to meet these people and know about you. So you have to take action and speak to these people and learn more about them so that experience can be life-changing. And even here, right, we are like 50 odd people here. And if you just came in a group and just stuck to that group, and you never gain much. You should talk to other people. You should get a chance to know who are the other guys here and learn from them. Veena, maybe we can just go to the next slide.
Okay.
And on the left-hand side, there is this dinner by the Ray Wenderlich tutorial team. I used to contribute for Ray Wenderlich team. I contributed a few articles. And let me see, where is Ray? I can't see in this light, but he is somewhere there. This is, every year he organizes a dinner for 20 or 30 of the contributors, and you can kind of meet them in person. On the right-hand side, there's this Yelp office. So throughout the WWDC, there are various events that used to happen before COVID, and I hope that is going to go back to that soon. And you can attend these events. These are organized by various companies in the Bay Area, and they ask or encourage you to come to their office and talk to their engineers and share ideas. 2015 being my first WWDC, I kind of found out about some of these events pretty late, and they sell out pretty fast. They have like this event, there was only 60 tickets, right? And then some of you are very lucky to get these tickets, and where others were in the wait list, right? So these kind of events, they have like 100 people, 80 people. They sell out very fast, even though there are cancellations. So I really wanted to visit Yelp's office. I had no agent, I just wanted to see the office. And I couldn't get into this event that organized. So I randomly tweeted somebody, hey, I want to come and visit your office. Can I come? And somebody replied. And the next day I went to the office. And something remarkable happened there. So I met a guy who introduced me to someone who spoke at the very first iOS conference in Singapore. And had I not tweeted that thing, and had I not visited Yelp's office, and had I not been in there in that event during that time, I would not have found that speaker who came in 2015. And those of you who have attended 2015 iOS Conf SG, you know that this was the very first iOS Conf that we organized in Singapore, and we have been organizing every year. And we share the same technology that we all are passionate about, Swift and iOS. But my point again is, WWDC, yes, you'll learn a lot of things, you'll grow your knowledge, but the main thing is who you will learn these things with. Maybe next slide, you know. And this is after party, and the sheer vibe of this environment is crazy. I think that year there were like 4,000 or 5,000 people attending WWDC. And literally you can find, you know, your favorite iOS developers having a burrito behind you, and you can just say, hey, I really like your tutorial. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And they will say, because you know what? They are developers like us. They are not somebody like a rock star or superstar that we always think. Most of these people are down to earth, and they are very humble, and they will be willing to share about their passion and journey. This is 2017. Do you know the guy on the right-hand side? Yes. That's Chris Latner, the guy who created Swift. And I attended an event, I think it was a Swift panel discussion or something. I was early, and so I got to speak to Chris. And I kind of got a longer duration to chat with him, because after the event there was a huge queue just to take selfie with him. But I realized one thing, that again, these guys whom we speak so highly of, and whom we think they are very knowledgeable, very skillful, yes, they are, because they are creating something as good as Swift, but they are also developers like us, and they're very down to earth, and who are willing to talk to random people. I mean, if you see Chris Latner's, Veena, can you go back to the slide one more time? Because I'm going to talk about the left-hand photo as well. And I loved Chris after having a discussion with him. I had invited him to iOSCon a few times, but he's busy, and then now he's not doing Swift probably much these days. Even on the left-hand side is special as well, because this is the year I say we proudly, because Singapore won the first ADA. And the guy in the gray jacket is Hon Cheng. He's holding the Apple Design Award for his app Elk. And some of us, we knew before the event got announced. And that year, I think ADA happened privately. It was a private ceremony. We couldn't see that event, but we were very excited, as if we own the ADA. And I think that excitement is big in a way. That's one of us could win this award, and that means any of us can win if we just are as passionate about app development and design. I think there are a few articles by Hon Cheng and JJ Lin, who is the other guy who built Elk with Hon Cheng. I know there's a Singapore artist called JJ Lin who sings and who's a music director, but this is a different JJ Lin. And in my opinion, he's no sort of an artist, because he's a designer, and he brings creativity into different level. And it was special for us to be in that environment where Hon Cheng got the, the cube, the famous cube. He couldn't, he didn't dare to bring it with him in the plane, so he asked Apple to ship it back to Singapore, and Apple kindly did that. Next slide, Veena. And this was a life-changing experience for me to attend this session. This was on the day 2 of 2017. There was a guest session by Michelle Obama. This session is not recorded, but you might find a glimpse of this probably on YouTube. It was more of a panel discussion. And I always believe that any event you attend, an event like this, one moment can change your life. And for me, this was that moment. Primarily because she talked about a lot of things. She talked about her life, she talked about women empowerment, but in particular, she talked about one thing, which is she was talking to everyone in the audience, but I felt she was talking to me personally, because she was telling that, what is your bigger goal in life? Why you do what you do? And that question really put me into a spot where I wanted to reflect, and I tried to reflect on everything I do, and including some of you who have been with iOS Dev Scout for a long time, you know that I've been involved with iOS Dev Scout since 2011. Then I did iOS Conf SE. But a lot of time I didn't know why I was doing it. And what is that bigger goal for which I'm doing all these events? Can I find a pattern? So I had one goal when I came back from WWDC 2017, that is to find my bigger goal. And I kind of read a lot of books, I retrospected a lot of events in the past that I enjoyed doing, to see a pattern and to find that what is really big in my life, what is I'm passionate about. And I got one answer from everything I retrospected, that I really love when what I do impacts people's life in a positive way, and they get the best out of their own abilities. And that's why I thought, when I organize iOS Dev Scout events or iOS Conf SG, I bring in these speakers, and they add value to your life, I feel satisfied. It's not about money. I don't care how much money iOS Conf SG earns. I don't care, if any of my events make any money. But we are also lucky to be able to go to these events organized by Apple every year and meet these people. And if you haven't been, this is an expensive trip, you should convince your company to pay for your trips if you are not going just for the cost. It's going to, if you really plan it well and plan it early, you can manage to get everything done in $3,000, $3,500, but usually it costs like $5,000 to $6,000. Trust me, you are going to get at least 10 times more value, if not more. And it's going to stay with you throughout your life. But my main point is, when you go there, you just don't attend all the sessions and just make sure you talk to all the people. You interact with the Apple engineers, you interact with all the iOS developers, you meet all the events, and you just get the vibe of everything that is happening around you. And this is this year. I think Melvin flashed this photo earlier. It was again remarkable for us to attend this year in person. Some of you know my story, that I had left my job in 2020 to take a break and follow my passion for writing. So by the time this event happened, I didn't have any money. And I took a part-time job to support myself and my family. So when I planned for WWDC, my wife asked me, do you really need to spend this much money to go to WWDC? I told her, the last time I went, my life changed. The last 2 times I went, my life changed. And I'm going to go. And I'm lucky, and I'm happy that I went, because this year as well, something remarkable happened. And I don't have a photo of that, but one thing I'm going to bring to your attention, that we all are iOS developers, we all are Swift developers. We know the tools really well. I mean, I have no doubt about that. I can tell that with confidence for each one of you, that you know your programming and craft really well. But if you attend the ADA, the Apple Design Awards video this time, this year especially, it was not just about iOS app development. Every one of them who went there as a finalist, they combined something they're passionate about in their own personal life with the technology. So that moment when, I think there was this app called Navi, which was a FaceTime app for deaf people who cannot hear, and it auto translates the lip movement to text. And I know this because I have a friend who is deaf, and she cannot hear me when I interact with her. She only can read my lips, and she talks, and she can talk pretty well. I could understand her, but not everyone can. And so I felt apps like this and ideas like this, they combine something that we are passionate about with the tools, with the technology that we know of. And I think I was interacting with you, Muthu, I was talking to you earlier before this session, right? You know, why do you need to build this particular app other than, you know, there are so many apps out there. Why build this particular idea? What about this idea really is important to us? How can we tap into our own strength outside of programming skills and bring that into the app? And I came back with a goal, and I'm going to end with my personal story as well. So I had left my job to follow my passion for writing. I did a master's in creative writing. I finished my master's. But I also finished my savings, so I had to join back a job. But I came back with this goal that, hey, I now know the world of writing really well, more than probably many other software developers do. And I know the programming world really well, more than any writers do. How can I combine these two? And is there a way I can bring these two together? And this kind of realization can only happen when you see and meet this kind of people and interact with them, or you watch a video, you talk to a particular session. And this is why this event is very special. I think this week or earlier last week, I was watching Thor Ragnarok. How many of you have watched Thor Ragnarok? So, you know, there is this sentence, Asgard is not a place, it's the people, right? And to me, WWDC is not just the event. WWDC is all about the people. With that, I thank you, Veena. Over to you.
Okay, so, all right. So during the WWDC, right, we actually get to choose one Apple Park tour. So it's either like outside or the Cafe Max. So for me, like, I initially choose the Apple Park Hills, but, sorry, what?
No, I can't hear the mic.
Oh, should be okay? Okay, I hear. Sorry. And then, but it was so hot, so I end up with the Cafe Max. But I think the trick is that the turnaround is that I get to take these beautiful pictures from the top regarding the venue, right? So yeah, and then next thing is probably like for Melvin also to share his choice of a Apple Park tour.
Yep. So for our tour, so this is the WWDC day itself. So so on the photo on the right is actually a photo that we took with Paul Hudson. So we were just sitting at the same table, waiting for the keynote to start, as well as to catch a glimpse of Tim Cook live on the stage. Yeah. So this is just some of the photos of the event itself. So everything is being held at this large outdoor stage. So the keynote, the platform State of the Union, as well as the Apple Design Award, yeah, everything is being flashed over here. And the tour, Veena took the Cafe Max while I took the Apple Park Hills. So we get to walk around the perimeter of this, they call it the ring building. So yeah, we get to catch a glimpse of some of the parks, the hills, yeah, as we walk around. Okay. And at one of the days during the dub, right, we also had an interview with our local Channel 8 news media. So that's when we shared about things like our efforts in the local community, as well as what we did for iOS Dev Scout, as well as the annual iOS conference that we have been organizing. Yeah. Okay, so here are some of the photos. So the interview is actually held at the visitor center. And lastly, right, we ended our WWDC visit, right, with exclusive meetup with some of the executives from Apple. So that includes actually Susan Prescott, which is the VP of Worldwide Developer Relations. So we had a good meeting with the team, and of course, we shared some of the local iOS developer scene in Singapore, as well as what we are going to do next for our iOS Dev Scout and iOS conference, and how Apple can actually help us with our journey in this local community. So on the right is actually a photo we took with TC Chan. So he's actually from Sydney in the developer relations. So he was there to host us for the day. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah. There's one question, how did Channel 8 contact you all? Actually, we all didn't know that the Channel 8 was there. And when we were told that, Melvin was super stressed because they say, the interview is going to be done in Chinese, okay? And he was like, what, in Chinese? And luckily, Sup and I cannot speak Chinese. So end up he has to do all the Chinese stuff, and then we wish a lot of you were there, and including, I heard, who is that guy, Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown was also at the WWDC, but sadly, we didn't know him. Had we known that, we asked him to just stand as our mascot, right? Yeah, so the same thing with the meeting with the VP. Actually, we didn't know that it will happen. At least for me, I didn't know, yeah. So that is the answer for the thing. Who knows, maybe next year there will be a bigger channel. What's the name of the channel? The other channel in Singapore. Okay, and then some of us in Singapore also had a watching together. So I just took a screenshot. Steph and Powell organized the event, and I was like, I didn't take a lot of photos in the Apple Park because I was busy streaming to them, like, oh, this is the coffee, this is the tea, and everything else, yeah. So yeah, that's it for the WWDC, and because it is now online, and everybody is able to attend the WWDC, right? Easily, just that when you want to go there, then you have to make a lot of effort, right? So yeah, thank you, Sup and Melvin, for the sharing. Next, we're going to do a little bit deeper on the technical side of the WWDC. So I'm inviting Searching, which is an iOS lead from Dyson, and Steven to come to the stage here, right? And we're going to talk about the technical stuff. So please bear with me. And yeah, so if you watch the video platform State of the Union, which is introduced by the Susan Prescott, right? She mentioned that this is an exciting time to be building apps. So with the sharing of both of them, I hope that they can, bring you an inch closer, right, to building apps, right? So here's a quick recap. We have a lot of new things in iOS. There are new lock screen, and there are Apple Pay Later and much more. And here's another slide, which is for the Mac OS and the iPad OS, right? So yeah, let's use zip in first, and I'm gonna give the first question to Searching, like which one are you excited the most?
Okay, so for me, I think app intents in iOS 16 is really cool. So it actually exposes your app's functionalities to the system. If we take a look at the example of a coffee app on the right, so once the app is installed, all those shortcuts are accessible without any further configurations through Siri shortcut, the Shortcuts app, as well as focus filters and many other places as well. So imagine that once your users install the app, they can reorder any of their previous coffee, like by using just one tap. So I think that's really cool because it actually makes your app more discoverable by our users.
Okay. And next one, also same question, Stephen.
For me, right, a week ago, a friend of mine asked similar questions. So I'll just show you the text messages exchanged between us. Oh, there's no sound. Actually, there's supposed to be messaging sounds. But actually, my friend asked me whether I've installed iOS 16. I told him, yeah, but it's on iPad. And he asked me, how is it? Can he install and so on? I said, yeah, so far no issue because it's Apple, right? And he asked me whether I'm using M1 or what, and I said, no, mine is normal one. And he said, oh, so there's no Stage Manager. And a few moments later, right, he texted me again. He was like, Stage Manager, wow. And I told him, well, after you pair with the external display, it's more wow. And he started to mock my iPad again, the one that I'm holding. He said, hey, your iPad, there's no M1, right? Therefore, what you actually get, like there's no Stage Manager, there's no lock screen. That's the biggest one, right? And he started to send me messages again. So this actually is kind of like the features on iOS 16 that you can get by lifting the object from the background. And I really love this one because I can create a lot of stickers from here. So that's what I like from iOS 16.
Okay. So basically it's the Stage Manager, right?
Yep, so Stage Manager, if you do not know, right, and I also never experienced because mine is not M1. So basically it's just a way for you to do multitasking on the iPad. On top of that, if you plug the external display, it will just be an extension of your display instead of mirroring your iPad.
I see, okay. Yeah, I also have this as my favorite thing, which is like you can leave a subject from the background. And because I was using iPhone 8, right, actually it doesn't work on iPhone 8, so I asked Melvin to do it to one of his doc, yeah. Okay, I think it's gonna be viral, and you can always, bring your fun to another level with your friends, right? Okay, so we're going to talk more on the developer side, right? So we're talking about Xcode and Swift and SwiftUI. So, okay, another question to switching. From the Xcode, is there any feature that you think it's finally here?
Definitely, I think there are a lot of. Yeah, definitely, I think there are a lot of cool features coming in Xcode 14. There's one that really catches my eye is the code completion feature in Xcode 14. So in Xcode 14, actually it can generate member-wise initializers by just typing init. This feature was actually available in the previous Xcode version. However, it was hidden down in the context menu. I didn't really realize until I read about Xcode 14. So, and secondly, it also generate code snippets for codables, including the coding keys, the codables initializers, as well as the encodables encoders, which is really helpful. And last but not least, parameters with default values are now in italic, and they only get inserted when matching the search values. So it's really helpful because we have a lot of functions that with default parameters, and currently they will appear automatically without and then we need to probably delete most of them. So I think this is a small thing, but really helps make developers' life much easier.
I think this Xcode WWDC is really worth it to rewatch again. How about you, Stephen?
Well, for me, since we have Stage Manager, right? So I believe a lot of iPad apps now it's kind of like become much more useful, and there's much more sharing between different apps because you can have multiple windows at the same time, and you're gonna do a lot of drag and drops for your work flow and so on. So I think I would say that it's sharing with transferable. So with the current implementation, if you want to kind of like transfer data between apps, you need a bunch of codes, right? But with transferable, with SwiftUI, you just need a few lines of code in order to make it work. So if you want to see more about it, you can just scan the QR code and so on.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much for the answer. We're going to go slightly even more on the Swift side. So I flash here the recap, a nice recap of what is new in the Swift, and this was posted in swift.org actually. So back again to switching. What is the new thing in Swift that you're excited about?
I would say it's the new regular expressions in Swift 5.7. So there are actually 3 ways to use regular expressions in Swift 5.7. The first one is actually to initialize it with a simple string. However, the downside is that it only gets checked during runtime. So the second way is to create a regular expression using literals, which gets checked during compilation time. I think it's a great improvement. And if you look at the code snippets here, you can create a literal by simply wrap it with slashes at the beginning and at the end. And however, the literals is concise, but it's also it might become difficult to read or maintain in the future when it gets more complicated. So Swift actually introduced the third way to create a regular expression, which is by using Rex Builder. And you can see the structure is very similar to Swift UI, and it's more readable, and also it's well organized, and you can get the match values by simply capturing them. There are actually more new APIs that you can use around the Regex Builder, so feel free to check it out and try it out yourselves.
Okay, next, Stephen.
For me, it's something simpler. So I think a lot of us have problems giving names. It can be for your pets, for your kids, or your app's name, or even variables, right? So also you often maybe kind of like conflict with your mind, what name you should give, or maybe conflict with your peers, right? So one of the naming that you need to do is the name that for unwrapped value, right? So this one has been solved by Apple, right? So now you don't have to kind of like make it equal to something. You just need if let and the value, or get let and to the value.
All right. So yeah, nice answer from both of you. And by the way, I forgot to tell all of you that we actually prepared 10 more things related to what's new in Swift. So for the next 2 hours or so, please focus and stay here and for the what's new in Swift, okay? No, I'm joking. I can see that your face is already white. Oh, I thought we were finishing by 9 p.m. No. All right. So there are 2 questions. The first one is Xcode similar to Code Whisperer? I have no idea what is Code Whisperer. Anybody knows? Code Whisperer. Copilot. Oh, GitHub Copilot, similar. Actually, I'm not aware. I heard of GitHub Copilot. Anyone?
What was the question?
Is Xcode similar to Code Whisperer?
Xcode is not similar to Whisper because it is not generating code automatically.
It's definitely not similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for answering, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, for us, I guess we just stick with Xcode. Yeah. And then the next question is to Steven. Is there a way to get transferable, draggable, working on lists?
Yeah.
There's a way.
Yeah.
All right. To those, that's by Mutu, by the way. Okay, Mutu, you can come to him after this and ask him how or what. Yeah, but we.
About multi-selection and a list. You can select multiple items, and when I try to use draggable or transferable, it doesn't seem to be able to drag all the items into the destination. Only one of the items, like for example, 5 cells are selected. Not all the 5 are able to, and not able to drop it on the destination. Only one of it gets dropped. The one that's just under the mouse pointer gets dropped. I'm not too sure why, but
I'm not too sure why also. I've never do that. But if you see apps from the Apple, right, I believe we could do that. It might be that maybe still in beta.
Yep, or later on during the QA with Apple, you can ask again. All right, there is one more question, which is how to become a guest speaker. Good question. I really like this kind of question. Please sign up and let me know because we are looking for the next speaker, okay? I mean, like for the next meetup, okay? If you want to like share something exciting, right? Like we really, really need you, okay? And right. So it's almost time, so I'm gonna do the last segment, which is the Swift UI, right? The new kid on the block. So again, the same question, what is exciting on the Swift UI, Siqing?
Yes, so on the Swift UI, I think I like to talk about Swift charts. So for those who actually develop charts on your app, this is something that you shouldn't miss out. So this is Apple design charts, and it's using the same syntax as Swift UI. So it creates charts by using marks, and there are a lot of different kind of marks that you can choose from, like bar mark, line mark, point mark, and so on and so forth. And there are a lot of properties that you can customize to make your graph look beautiful. And let's take a look at the implementation. So if you look at the charts on the right-hand side, it shows a graph about the cells of different pancakes. And the code on the left-hand side actually generate this chart, this beautiful chart. And you can, I think inside the body, you just need to create a chart using the array of cells. And then because on the graph here, we are actually creating bars. So we create bar marks using the value of the cells as well as the name of the pancakes as the values of the x and y axis. And simply by using those lines of code, we actually create a chart that looks good in both dark and light themes, and also with different font sizes, different orientations, and it supports accessibility automatically as well. So I think it's really cool, and there are a lot of more things that you can explore on Swift charts.
Nice. Next one.
For me, it's adding Swift UI to few cells. So this is just some snippet of codes that you need to do, but actually there's a lot more in order to kind of like add Swift UI to your collection view or table view, right? But now on the new Swift UI API, right, it's just one line of code. And if you want to learn more, you can just scan the QR code. So what's happening is that even though this is a new API, but the lowest iOS version that is supported for this one, I'm happy to announce, is iOS 14.
Okay, that's nice. All right. So, I guess that is it. Or do you want more? Do you guys want more? Okay, I don't think so. All right. You guys need for a break, right? All right. So yeah, thank you so much, Suchi and Steven. If you have any questions, just feel free to approach them during the break, and we'll go for maybe 10 minutes break. The water is already refilled, so feel free. There's also a toilet there, but please don't wander around. And don't take any videos or photos outside. And you can continue your meal, but it's also outside. Okay? See you in 10 minutes with Gavin. Thank you. Okay. Company. Yeah, I know it's a cool company. Yeah. Whoops, what's that? Okay. Go ahead. Oh, the thing is appearing there. Okay.
Hi, folks. I just want to announce that Coupang is hiring. So I think most of you have no idea what Coupang is, right? So I'll just do a brief introduction. What is Coupang? So Coupang started in 2010 as an e-commerce company. That we have grew to be a super company. We do a lot of things. We have Coupang Pay. We also have Coupang Eats. We also have Coupang Play, which is streaming services, right? And we also have Coupang Live. Coupang Live is a platform for you to do live streaming, for you to small businesses to kind of like do live streaming and sell stuff. And we have around 70K employees across the earth, right? Hopefully to the moon. In Singapore, we kind of like have a small offices and we kind of hiring. Next one. So Coupang, right? So Coupang IPO, I think, last year. And we evaluate, our evaluation was like 60 billion. And so Coupang is kind of like considered hypergrowth because we kind of like almost double our revenue in 1 year. And in case you're interested in kind of like applying, just scan the QR code. If it is too complicated for you, can just send the email to me. That's all.
Okay, I see some people take photos already. So I guess they're interested. Okay, so I'm just gonna like quick shout to this skills feature that is done by collaboration with Apple. So I saw this, they're having booth in VivoCity this morning. So if you have a friend that is just very new to iOS, right, recommend them to join this schedule, okay? And I think, yeah, share it on Facebook. Or you can Google the Skills Future Festival, right? Okay, so let's quickly go to the, what is it, Kahoot. Okay. So places, okay? Right. I'm gonna stand here because I need to control the computer, but I want you to focus on the Kahoot, okay, and answering the question. Yeah, only two. Full screen? Okay. We're supposed to have a sound, but I think something wrong with the sound today, so it cannot go out. So, yeah. Huh? You mean my own Mac?
No. If you can switch this to output from your MacBook speaker.
You know what I mean?
Oh, too late.
Never mind.
Yeah, too late. So let me look at the names. Okay, for those who are on the YouTube, right? If the winner are here, then you get air tags. But if the winner is outside Singapore, very, very sorry. Very, very sorry. We are unable to export the air tags, okay? And whoever used the not FINA, where is it? Also cannot win. Okay, and whoever used Tim Cook, better change your name. Okay, alright, because if you're the winner, then I don't know how to, like, in yellow. Okay, so 48, shall we start? Okay, oh wait, 47, is Tim Cook changing name? No, right, okay. Okay, let's start. First question. Right. A lot of you are new to Kahoot, so I'm gonna give you a first trial question to get you familiar with, okay? So, oh, sorry. First question, what's the one word to summarize today's meetup? Please type your answer. Okay, and I already searched for a nice picture for you there, like dog and the cat. All right. And where's the second? Oh, the second there. Right. Oh, one word. What do you remember from the whole session today? And the answer is all right. My goodness, who even give an answer for dot? Come on. No, none of these are even technical, like app intents or widget kit or anything. Okay. Ayo, I don't know where. All right, trial question. Which city was WWDC 22 held? So this question has it's a practice question. Okay, practice. So the one on the left is the timer, right? Timer. I hope all of you get it right. Okay. And all right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but it's in San Jose, right? Yeah. So all of you who might ballot next year, please go to the right city, okay? Yeah. Right. So the next one is the real question, okay? What is the name of the next version of Mac OS? I believe that we didn't mention this, but if you watch the keynote, you will surely know, right? And why did I put Cupertino there? Okay. All right. All right. The answer is Ventura. All right. Most of you get it right. Okay. Sun and okay. I told you already, not FINA cannot win. Okay. And next question. Who is this? All right. If you pay attention to the slide just now, and you also pay attention to what I was saying, then you will know. All right. Don't worry, there's no Craig there. Craig is too famous. All right. Most of you get it right. She's Susan Prescott. Okay. Wow, Eric. Yay. Okay. Next question. What is the theater room name at the Apple Developer Center? If you remember, actually, there's a photo, there's a slide from Melvin talking about this. Three, two, one, ta-da! Okay, a lot of you pay attention. Nice. Okay, Eric, way to go. Next question. A streamlined sign-in without password. What is this revolutionary way to handle authentication? Come on, answer. If anybody answer PaxSafe, okay, I would, yeah. Okay, some people did. Okay, the right answer is passkeys, okay. All right, next question. Wow, okay. Moving fast. Blank, blank, blank is a multitasking feature designed to organize your desktop better. This was in one of the slides. Steven, are you playing? Oh, you are playing. Okay. Right. I'm sure most of you know the answer, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving. Okay, next question. Which are the features of Xcode 14? You can do a multiple, what do you call this? Multiple tick, I guess. Just tick whatever you think is feature of Xcode 14. This quiz is designed to trick you. Okay, the answer is all of them. Okay, right. I know, right? Most of you only take one or two. Come on, all of these are the new features of Xcode 14. That's why you have to watch the keynote, the session. Okay. Right. Next question. Use Swift UI views in UI table view and UI collection view cell by setting cell.content configuration as an instance of. Right. It's getting serious. That's why I put the dog photo there. All right. And the answer is, ta-da, UI hosting configuration. Yep. Let's see. Okay, not much of changes. Okay, we are getting more technical and more technical. Okay, complete the code part 1. The first step to bridge data to Swift UI is to make your data object conforms to which protocol. Please type your answer, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I don't provide any multiple choice here because it's kind of like complete the answer. Anybody remember? Somebody just mentioned it. And the answer is? A lot of you, okay. Okay, and all right, 3% got it correct. Observable object, yes. Okay, so be ready for the part 2, okay? Part 2. Part 2, you can guess the, complete the code part 2. After that, we add something, property wrapper, that will trigger Swift UI for changes. So what is that something that is on the green question mark there? Yep. Ding, ding, ding. 10 more seconds. I guess this is very tricky, right? All right, let's see what. Oh, I know a lot of people are crying. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a typo. Publisher. Okay. Sorry, no point for the typo. Okay, type better next time. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, so the last part of the question is the part 3. All right. After you add the publish property wrapper, how do you store the object? As what property wrapper? To receive changes in your Swift UI view. Okay, again, type your answer. Right. Soon. And the answer is all right, 6 people got it right. Observe object. So publish is to pair with the observe object. So yeah, this is the answer for everything, right? Right, because this is an iOS meetup, so definitely I need to give you a takeaway to learn something new, right? So next time you already know this snippet. Okay, so I guess we have a winner. Number 1, Will. Wow, congrats. And number 2, is it Tony? Is it Tony from? Tony. Oh, right. Hey, congratulations. And who is JD? JD? Ah, okay, you're there. Congratulations. All right. So yeah, that's it. So Will and Tony. Who? Maybe can we ask Gavin to present the AirTag as a prize for Will and Tony here? Yeah.
Sure.
All right. All right. Come on here, Will and Tony. Congratulations. Wow. Okay. And hold on, take photo. All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. And
I know.
yeah. Okay, so for everybody else, we got some merchandise here. Kel, do you have it? Yeah. So all of you can take whatever that is available here. This is actually from, It's iOS from the iOS conference. Yeah. So before you left, feel free to take some of this. Okay. It includes a reusable bag that you can use. Okay. So thank you. We are looking for venue sponsors and speakers as well who want to do it. And we try to be always on the YouTube live stream as well. And yeah, thank you. And thank you also, Kale, for providing his AV gear, testing with Apple and the Apple team also, Angeline and Leon and Jeff and Gavin as well. And also the rest of the volunteer staff and Nadun here and Melvin. Yep. All right, thank you and see you in the future.